Welcome to iHeal's first UI add-on pack. You can find this add-on pack at curse.com. Simply follow the link in the sidebar. This series of videos will give you a comprehensive explanation of how you can set up this add-on pack. The first step is to make sure that you have everything enabled. As you can see, I have some add-ons turned off. Normally I would also have HealBot turned off on a death knight, but this explanation and setup is more for healers, so just pretend that little Ava here is actually a priest and we can get started. When you first log in, you're probably going to see something akin to the mess that is on screen right now. First, we're going to start off with recount. Just throw it off to the corner over here. This is the approximate location for it on the final UI. Alright, now just open the options menu using the wheel. I'm going to start and end with changing the colors. You can pick basically any color and intensify it for the title bars and backgrounds of the windows. There are plenty of options for you to change the look and feel of recount, but I prefer to simply change the colors to basic black. As a healer, I rarely look at recount, so I don't like having it stand out. There are plenty of other things that need to grab my attention on the screen. Now that we're done with recount, we're going to move on to Omen. Just find the window and right-click to find the menu. Now we can just get this out of the way. To click and drag the options menu, you need to click on the center section where the title is displayed. Just move them both into locations on the screen where you can see them. Now, Omen has a variety of preset backgrounds that you can choose from. DPS may like to play with more options to make Omen stand out. There are also a variety of options for alerts, including sound bites. I prefer the default, and for the background I use the Blizzard dialogue because of its non-flashy basic black. There are also options to change style, color, and thickness of the borders. To be completely honest, I don't even have Omen up when I'm healing. Some healers may like to use it to see if anyone is about to overtake the tank, but it's just too much for me to look at and I never ended up using it. I just have it running in the background to give me warnings if I'm DPS, but as a Shadow Priest, I rarely pull aggro. Now we're all set with Omen, and I'm just going to move some things around here. The next step is working with Titan Panel. I love Titan Panel for clearing up my screen. Right now I'm going through and turning off the plugins that I don't use on this character. I originally started using it for the mount feature and the ability to handle the minimap buttons. Even though I now use Sexy Map to handle minimap buttons, there are plenty of handy plugins for Titan Panel that keep it definitely relevant. I keep the minimap buttons up there, just because it's nice for me to have another place to look, and there are some buttons such as Omen and DBM that I turn off on the minimap, but keep on Titan Panel. Some people may also enjoy foobar. I have used both, and I just found Titan Panel to be more to my liking. Alright, now we're just going to stick in the panel so we can see what we're working with. Just press the push pin icon. Right-click on an empty space and open the options. Find your way to Titan Panel and take a moment to look at the options available to you. Unless you need the second bar, I highly suggest keeping it down to one bar. For my UI, I keep the transparency all the way down. This allows me to keep the flow of the sun art viewport. We'll be working on that in a bit. That is the main thing for replicating my UI. Just keep it to one bar and turn the transparency down. If you aren't using a lot of plugins, you may want to center the text. I won't on this character because it will cause some overlap with the minimap buttons on the right. There are many other options for Titan Panel that I suggest you go in and look at, but we're going to move on now. Sun Art is the add-on that I use for my viewport. As you can see, I have downloaded quite a few art packs. I suggest that you browse curse.com. There are 9 official art packs and 3 or 4 art packs from individual users. Make sure to enable the viewport so that the game is not rendering anything that we can't actually see. That is going to help with lag, but only in specific situations. You can check iHeal.5gigs.net for a quick post on that topic. If you decided to use 2 bars for Titan Panel, you'll need to adjust the height of the top bar. However, the default is perfect for 1 bar from Titan Panel. I simply lower the transparency of the art itself to make the plugins more visible. You may also wish to do that with the bottom panel. The left panel is the one that we're going to mess with the most. You're going to want to use the width slider to pull out that panel. Make it as wide as you want for your party and raid frames. I can't give you specific numbers because it is different for each monitor resolution. I also pull out the right side frame because that is where I keep decursive. There are plenty of options you can look at, such as showing the battlefield map, which I don't use. You can also set up individual profiles. If you choose not to switch to an individual profile, then your settings and art pack choice will be loaded on every character. So if you plan on using different art for different characters, I would set your sizes, then create an individual profile and simply select copy from the default.